Hey guys, going to do a little bit of Tour 9 gameplay here and practice preparation for the next tournament coming up here. Going to be doing this with my second account. Going to be a little tough. There's holes that are real hard with my clubs for certain wind conditions and such, but can only hope for the best when it comes to the tournament here. It's been a long day of working out glitches to get all this to work right. It's still not perfect, but I think it may be about the best it's going to be. I'll do some more research and always be trying to improve it, but my computer is not the best, so it is what it is. Gotta make do. Doesn't affect my gameplay or anything. Luckily, the webcam seems to be okay. The audio does all right. It's just the game itself is a little laggy. So, of course, the first hole we draw is not in the tournament. Doesn't mean we don't want to win it. I think we'll be okay with a quasar here. See how we did on that shot. Very nice. Very, very nice. A good piece of advice I can give you for when you're playing regular tour play here is learn what balls you need when. Like he's using his Titan, probably should have saved it. A Quasar or something like that here is just as good. You don't need all the crazy distance because you're not going to reach into anyways, unless we had tailwind, in which case, then you might want to just pop out Berserker or something. So if you were going to waste a good ball. So you can't get there. So you just want to line it up, somewhere around there. We're just going to put it right there. Edge of the rings at the rough, so we should be safe on the fairway regardless. This is a shot that doesn't have to be perfect. It should be okay. Just want to get it out there. See, we're close. Not much of a difference here. A Titan ball is 3 times as expensive as a Quasar. Kind of look at it that way. Man, don't you wish music copyright laws weren't the way they are? Like I don't understand why I can listen to it for free all I want, but I can't have it on the background for your guys' entertainment. Kind of get to see what I'm getting here. Um, listen to what I'm listening to, maybe. Well, actually, I only went about 8 there, so. Ah, close. Would have been nice to hit that, but not a bad shot at all. So hopefully we get lucky and get a good deal of tournament holes here. Stinks that it's completely out of my hands. All I can do is play the tour and hope. What's funny is if the tournament wasn't coming around, these are like the holes I draw all the time, are all these tournament holes. I would think this would be recording just fine. Like it's not using a whole buttload of my CPU, only 20%. Not sure what that lag is from. I've tried so many different things. I can't go higher than 30 frames per second, unfortunately. It causes problems with the encoder. Looks good. Ooh, a little much, so we just want to kind of play a little short is better than long here for sure. Okay. So if you've seen me do this hole before, blue ring on the fringe, right in line with this one here. And we just want left spin. Something like that. We want a little extra since the wind's blowing left to right. And then about 9 on this one. Should be about right. Should be good, I think. Very good. All right, let's see if we can get ourselves a tournament hole. Tournament hole. Tournament hole. You know, not that it's bad to play other holes. It's always good to practice anything, but and who knows how accurate my practicing is going to be here. If the wind's completely different than how I get to encounter the holes, then it's a completely different hole experience, so it won't matter all that much. But just good to get familiar. Remember your lines and stuff. So if this is a tournament hole. If we do encounter this one next week with this type of wind, then you're going to probably want to play the safe traditional route right down the fairway where he's going here. This is another shot. If we get tailwind, you can go this way, but I wouldn't do it without it. So all you want to do is come right in there, split that line. Right in there is good, just to make sure we're lined up straight. Ugly, but fairway should be fine. He's got a prettier shot. This is one that, as hard as it is to make this chipping, it happens fairly frequently. I've lost to it earlier today. It was okay shot. Wasn't really close to being in, but put himself right where you want to be, basically. So, all right. So right around Saturn mid. We're going to need to curl it here, so we're going to keep it out a little extra. And now Saturn mid is something like almost 2.5 a ring. Almost, not quite. So 6 is going to be about 2.5 rings. We're going to curl it. Ooh, great. That won't be in the hole. You know, makeable shot, but starting off a little rusty. I usually do. It's all right. I try not to get discouraged about my first hole because it's often not the best. And speaking of that, I suggest playing 1 or 2 holes before you start your round. If you're coming in and like just getting off work and you want to play around, whatever the case, just getting up in the morning, play a couple practice holes first. It doesn't even have to be this tour, just to get your rhythm back in the game. Traditionally, I like this hole. Go a little short on that on the top spin because we got a lot of tailwind. Sniper at mid, we're going to be just about 10 rings. Hope that's good. We're feeling a little hot. Little hot. Tiny bit less topspin there would have been good. Kind of hate when they say well played and it really wasn't. It wasn't bad, but that little bit too far makes it a far shot because there's a hill behind that hole. There be hills behind them holes. Woo! Good game. Probably pretty unlucky there. I'll take a freebie though. Everyone knows they do not happen enough in this game. I wonder how close we're getting to 1,000 games. We should be getting pretty close here. $45 more. Done pretty well so far. A silver, a gold, and we got 6th place and 11th place or something like that. 5th place and 11th place. So yeah, not too shabby. It's how I have the clubs I have. There's a lot of people that think people cheat because, players without a whole bunch of games will have great clubs, and most likely they just did a lot of winning in tournaments and stuff because you get great chests out of it. Not a tournament hole, and I'm not a fan. This is a tough hole. I'm actually gonna go ahead and use a Kingsmaker. I normally wouldn't, but I want to cut that wind down, and I want the extra distance for the second shot. Something like there. You got to overestimate the wind here because there's a drop in elevation. And the curl is going to take into effect too. Solid. You want to be on the far side of that fairway to give yourself a straight shot to the next fairway. As straight a shot as you can get. Ooh, headwind here too. Glad I picked up the Kingsmaker. I would have had probably no chance had I had selected Quasar like I normally would here. Gotta love some Leonard Skinner. Tuesday's gone. It is a good one. It's in Happy Gilmore too. It's kind of fitting. So we can reach. We're gonna go around here. Somewhere around there is where we want it to hit. 5, 8, 2. Beautifully done. Can't ask for too much better. Got about the opponent's got a better club for this type of shot. So you can pull it back and use that top spin and minimize the wind a good deal more. Close. I know those eyes. I make them all the time. See, this is why this hole is so tricky. There's this ridiculous little hump here. So you gotta be right on. Just a hair less than a ring here. So like that. Hopefully. Ah, probably should have been about a ring. It's probably just a little past that minimum value. Which it's pretty easy to figure out. I know with my Firefly at its current level, it's about 2.2. A ring from max distance, which makes it 4, from min or medium, which makes it 8, from closest range or min value. And I had 7, which is why I went a little less than a ring, but apparently I was a little bit further out than that minimum value, which is why it can be tricky. I didn't lose because of it, so it's not a huge deal. Good. I like when the opponent goes first here. It's kind of nice to see what I got to beat. If I hit my shot right, I should be in the 1.5, 2.5 ballpark. Tough hole to hole in one. The hole is on a very, very crazy little hill. Ooh, that's unlucky. That's a game. More likely than not. So that's what you want, something like that. I usually go a little past. Now 5. It's going to be probably more. So we're going to just go ahead and go a little under, not too much. And hope that that's enough to. Good. I just didn't want it to overshoot and hit the fairway and bounce into the water the other side. Just wanted to play that one safe. Tournament, going for the hole in one, I would have probably really sat and figured out if I was mid, full range, at the beginning of the lineup. I think I haven't read it anywhere, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that when you're calculating that full, mid, and min value, it's from your starting point, not where you're going to be ending. So go ahead and go back. I don't want to replay, so I'm going to wait a second. Go ahead and hop back in. If that ticker's spinning for more than 30 seconds, I suggest just backing out. Otherwise, you have a high chance of playing a replay. Let's hope this isn't an emoji spammer. A name like that makes me feel like it's going to be. All right, we do not need the apocalypse here. We're going to go. Quasar should be fine, I believe, here. It's all about that second shot. You just want to make sure you have the distance. Man, I feel like I should have a little more than that. We want to go probably right in there. Ooh, worked that a little harder than I wanted to, that's for sure. It's an interesting line at the hole. Kind of an awkward situation with the elevation change there. Hopefully that wind is not still going left to right. Make it a little trickier of a shot, so I've got to curl it into the green on the hop more likely than not. With fingers on my shoulders. Yeah, so I got to make the hop. I'll probably come right about there. So just go about 6. I can just imagine that 6 ring there. That's kind of how I do that for 6. I find that's my favorite way. Hope that gets there. It's a tricky shot with the headwind. Good. Little hot, but the slope on the green will save you there. You can come in a little fast. As long as you hit that rough first, the speed shouldn't matter. So depending what the wind is in the tournament, I'm hoping it's something more akin to that. You know, every time I've played this so far, it's either been very beneficial wind or very bad wind. I kind of would like to see some more of those where the wind is not necessarily good or bad, you just got to play it. I feel like they just don't ever have balanced tournaments. It's either really hard or really easy, which doesn't do, if it's really hard, very few people have good scores. If it's really easy, everybody has a good score, and then it's hard to beat everybody. So it'd be nice to see a good variance of wind to make it just play it, where it's not going to make it necessarily any harder or easier. You just have to play the wind correctly. There are holes you definitely want that tailwind. There have been in the past tournaments and past couple tournaments, and that's why I think they did it. You know, like that really tremendously long par 5 where you got to hop that little creek, and then there's the saddle bowl style green with the bunker in front. If you didn't have tailwind there, it would be an awful hole. See how my opponent takes this shot. This one is on the tournament, so that's kind of nice. 2 tournament holes in 1 hole. So I'm actually a fan of the way he's going. I just don't know if I would go that way with this wind. I tend to prefer the way he's going when we have tailwind in the opposite direction it's going right now. So the wind would be facing the way his arrow is now. You know, mostly headwind, a little to the right there. When I have the headwind like this, I like to go to the right side and hop it across with backspin because that wind will help shorten that shot. And the reason I don't like the way he did it here is he's going to have a hard time coming out of that rough with enough speed to get close to the hole. So this is where we're going to go to the right here. Especially, wow, we got 12. There's min, there's max. We're right at mid. Sniper at mid. You can line it up safe. You know, you don't have to get right to the close of anything here. You just want max and max, whatever you got. I tend to have quasars, so. Sniper at mid is going to be right around 10 rings for 12, a little over 10, 10 and a half. Something like that. And then you want to curl it as well. And it should be right there. That is the best way to play this hole when you have headwind, in my opinion. I don't know why a guy's upset. Like I said, the way he played that hole, that's not a bad way for a different wind condition. Ooh. I was almost tempted. There was the Firefly is in the shop right now, and I was almost tempted to spend 300, but I just might spend the 100 to get that card. I got a while to think about it, so I'm gonna go ahead and look it up and see what level 4, what the upgrade happens, and if it's worth it. Not gonna do it right now. I have a decent amount of gems, but I'm gonna save them. Can we get another one? Can we get another one? Oh, it's not, and I dislike this hole. We're going to switch to a Titan because of the wind. Not so much for this first shot. I can get to the edge of the fairway with a Quasar, but it's going to be for that second shot in case I'm still looking at that same wind. So that's about where we would want it. So we want to go back up to 6. Little curl to counteract the spin or the wind. Not bad. Would have liked to have been a little closer, but not bad. Keep running over cords here. I don't know what happened to my opponent there. Maybe he was just deep in thought of whether he wanted to try this with the earth ball here. Don't know if it's even possible with the headwind. Even with like a berserker, I don't know. Risky shot. See, this is why we went Titan, because we're gonna make sure we bounce this here. We want to get as far on this reach as we can, because more likely than not, we're gonna be dealing with the same wind on the next shot, something similar at least, some form of headwind. He got there. Well played. Still gonna be tough for him to reach, but he's got the earth ball. He might, especially if he's got. See how much further back he is. Especially if he's got like a cataclysm or something with longer distance. The wind is in his favor for sure. So we're gonna come 2 backspin roughly. We want it to be right there. It's about something like there. Those are always tough to line up. That was way off, but luckily the way this green slopes, that's going to come back a decent little amount here. It's going to not be a bad putt. I'd laugh if this went in. Never seen it happen, but yeah, that's ends up as an awesome shot. If you're going to miss that shot long, miss it to the top left. It'll come back as long as you don't go just past the green. It's pretty hard to do because it's an uphill shot, you know. So if you don't hit it up to that top there, it doesn't get the gas to make it back down. It's weird how that works, but I imagine my opponent will still make the shot as well. Yeah, fairly easy. Downhill makes it easy because you don't have to overpower at all. Great's never good, but he'll probably still get it. Whenever the opponent hits great, the putt still goes in. Let's see how my opponent does here. See how experienced he is. He should be pretty good. You would hope he's figured out this hole by now. Understands you got to overestimate the wind and whatever. And since it's right to left, he can afford that risk a little bit more of playing it close to the fringe. Or close to the rough. And he's still leaving himself a little bit of a gap. Gonna be a good shot. Well, it's gonna be tough to beat. Actually, I think I want just a touch less. Something like that, maybe. Hopefully that wind does what I want it to do here. A little unfortunate that I got a little bit of headwind and my opponent didn't. I think it should be okay. I think he beat me. Close. Yeah. Always hurts when your opponent gets lucky on they should have missed the putt. It was great. It should have missed. When you consider the distance he had, a 10-degree angle or a 1-degree angle is going to result in a very different line. He probably shouldn't have made that putt. But he got lucky, it dropped, and then he had a good shot and won. All right. We're going to go play 1 or 2 in Tour 6, and we'll call it a day. Get another whirl. So I don't want to play any replays. Greatly increases your chance of losing. Because they often pick replays for the shootout. They're going to have a really good shootout. Not exactly sure how their algorithm works for picking replays, but I feel like it's got to be skewed a little bit. Why would they pick bad replays when they have the option to just pick all good ones? My music stopped and I have to click it to keep playing. So I don't really have the topspin that I'd like to make sure that ball stops. So we're going to come this way, and we're going to come right about here. And we're going to curl it a little bit. Good shot. Switch over to get my music going. It's going to hop me out of here, but it's a decent shot. This is definitely a makeable hole. So what I like to do, so this is almost full, but it's not mid. So what I like to do is just do like 8.2, 8.3, you know, just shorten it up just a little. Just a tiny bit. Yeah, maybe shouldn't have. Closer to max than I was thinking. Hermes, leave it. I do like this hole. It's a fun one. Nothing too overly complicated about it. It's pretty straightforward. You know, easy eagle hole. Shot at an albatross almost every time, even when you got headwind and stuff. You don't need the best club, you don't need the best ball. Holes like that are always fun, especially when you're in the outmatched game. You know, 4,000 games to my 960. And it doesn't even matter because the hole's short. It really doesn't. If anything, it might hurt your chances in the shootout, you know. That's where you're more likely to be affected by the being outmatched. So they just might have that little extra backspin and ball guide to help them get a little closer or whatever the case may be. Curl, some kind of stat. Pretty good shot. You know, be close-ish. Not like close where it might go in, but close. If you're coming over to the right over there, let's see. So Hopefully made my wind calculation about right here. See, that is closer to where you want to be. Happy with it. Happy with it indeed. What are we at here? 45 minutes? Yeah, we'll go ahead and do one more. Broncos fan. He's from my neck of the woods. I'm over here in Denver, Colorado. Didn't grow up here, but I moved here a couple of years back. Pretty good place all in all. Grew up in the Midwest, Illinois. Not a fan. Too flat, too boring. Hot and sticky summers, freezing cold winters. Colorado's a little more favorable. Something like 300 days of sunshine a year. I don't play real golf in real life, but I play disc golf. Good place for that as well. Not really the best courses. They're okay. I'm a little underimpressed, to be honest, considering the beautiful landscapes they have out here. I would have thought for sure they'd have had some amazing courses, but pretty average. I can't even say, at least in the Denver area, there's not one that makes my top 5 list or top 10 list. Colorado Springs has a couple good ones. We're going to switch over to a katana. Let's get my side spin. So I found right in there, so we're going to go right around there. Just a little curl. We don't want to over curl this because the wind's already going in that direction, but we don't want to underdo it either. It's going to be iffy with that great shot. Ah, bunker. Would have rather been in the rough. You know, not a problem to reach from there or anything, but definitely not an optimal shot. There's not a lot of fairway or anything to work with. At least it's headwind, so I don't have to shorten my shot to the bare minimum of the fairway there. Hopefully he doesn't make this a great shot. I'd be mad if he made it. If you hit it perfect, that's kind of bullshit. You just get screwed sometimes, guys. He lined it up wrong, hit a great shot on accident, and it went in the hole. Can almost guarantee he didn't purposefully hit that great. And this kind of sucks because I can't even reach. So we have one option, and it is that, and it's not even going to matter. It is good game. Couldn't even get back to the fairway. Whatever. Poor way to end it out, but these things definitely happen, people. All right, that is going to be it for the evening. Going to call it there. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, get the word out. I will have fun showing you people how to have fun. I love this game. I will stream or record most every day of the week, get you guys some new content. Try to be relevant, you know, keep it involved in tournaments and such like that. If there's any requests, please comment. I would love to hear from you guys. I'll be happy to put up some things you guys are looking to see. All right, guys, take it easy.